We've all met through various places, really. I know me and Jeff, we grew up in the same town together. Started off playing acoustic gigs, and that's how we met. And Andy and Tony, we met at a gig in Mr. Smalls. And Evan, we met through a mutual friend.
It's been a learning experience because this is definitely the most successful band that I've been in. I've been in bands ever since I was a teenager, and it's always just, we practice in somebody's garage, and maybe we go out and play a bar show a couple of times a year, and that's fun. But it's a completely different thing to be in a band that's getting shows regularly, that's recording stuff, that's shooting music videos, that's just doing things like this. It's a completely different experience, and it's been just a whirlwind. I have no words.
So, when you were growing up, did you ever struggle, like growing up, and the drumming was like the one thing, like?
Oh yeah, I
mean,
absolutely.
Because I know it's like when it comes to drums, that's a good therapy, because you're like smashing the heck out of it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have bipolar disorder, so I mean, anyone out there that knows, it can be a roller coaster, and music has always been something to hone me in. There's probably 100 songs for every emotion out there. So music's always been something that you can turn to, or at least for me personally, to escape, what might be going on up here, and kind of bring me back to reality and bring me back to a little bit more level-headedness. I mean, music has always been therapy for me. It's been life, and I can go up there for a couple hours when I was a kid, and I mean, everyone knows growing up can be hard at times, and I could disappear for a few hours into my drum set and let everything go and come back, a new person.
Don't play romance, dude.
Do you play that first note? Yeah. Do the best you can. Alright, try to count in for him. Alright. Ideally, I would show us a bit of click track in front of the track. Oh, good. Sorry. Ready? Yeah. And you count it in, Rob. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
In fourth grade, they make you pick an instrument, make you join the school band, and I picked drums. My parents bought me all this stuff for it, and then after a couple months, I just wasn't about it. And so after that experience, when I started asking for a guitar, they were like, you're just gonna lose interest after a month or so. I begged for a guitar for probably about a year before I finally got one, Fender Squire, and just that was it for me. Hours and hours I was just spending I was ungroundable. You ground me. It was my favorite activity, to just spend time in my room playing music, playing my guitar. It's kind of gets to a point where it's almost like a spiritual it's my way of meditating. I guess it grounds me, and brings me closer to whatever the greater power is.
So I started playing drums, actually. My dad's a drummer, and so back in about 9th grade or so, I started picking up the drums and started learning some things from him. And me and my friends got bored, and we decided, hey, we're gonna get something together here. And my friend's brother played guitar, and we basically just told my friend, hey, you're gonna have to learn how to play bass because we just need one. And then we found another one of our friends who just wanted to take a crack at singing. So we formed a band back in our high school days, and we were all grunge, grew up on grunge and stuff like that, so we were called Impurity. And so I played drums throughout high school and learned a little bit of guitar as I went. Been mostly a self-taught musician, never really had a lot of fundamentals, just I kind of preferred winging it as I went, I guess. But I started to get more interested in guitars when I got into college. Actually, just really convenience, I couldn't take drums with me. Put them in a dorm room, so I just started picking up the guitar some more, and eventually found a band that I really started playing lead guitar with, and kind of took off from there.
Were you ever nervous when you started going up, when you actually started to perform? Or was it always just you know what, no, this is nothing, I know I can...
No, dude. I definitely was nervous as hell the first couple times. My first show was actually, I had a show booked at a fire hall, Yeah, I was probably like 16 at the time. This was my first time playing out live, and the rest of the band dropped out. So I wrote all the songs. I had it all like composed on like electric guitar, and like I could sing a little bit, but I had no band whatsoever. And I was like, dude, I'm not canceling this show because the show has to go on. It's rock and roll, right? So I went up and I played that show by myself with a little kid with an electric guitar screaming into a microphone. I was nervous as hell.
So how's it feel like this being like your most successful band? Like, how's it feel to recording you? Because this place is like legit.
I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would do like record an album, let alone record an album at a place like this. I never in my wildest dreams thought I would be in a music video either. But both those things happened, and it's just I don't even think it's real sometimes.
So how was it? How did you feel? Like, how do you feel about this music video coming up? You guys are filming Pangaea.
Really, really excited because the music's great, the song's great, and the video is going to be really cool too. Working with somebody who such a high caliber talent like Tom Flynn, there's no doubt that it's going to be, it's gonna exceed all of our expectations, whatever those expectations were. And so I'm just excited to put it out there and move on to the next one. We're definitely looking forward to future endeavors too. So.
Well, actually, whenever I wrote the song, I was in my car driving home from work, and I had the da-da-da part stuck in my head. And I was like, you know what? I'm like, that's pretty catchy. So I held out my phone and had a voice recorder, and I started singing it to myself. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And then, just like I said, life experiences and just watching everything go to hell. It's like, dude, you want to write something that'll reach out to people and something people can connect with. And I mean, you can, if you live in this world, you probably connect to that.
So tell me what you say. I want you to just be like rocking out, like pretend it's one big instrumental, but it's all gonna be like.
How would you define your band's music?
A mix of a lot of things, because we have that heavier edge, but we also have an edge that's kind of catchy, like hooky. So it's stuff that punches you in the face and then kind of, gives you a kiss on the cheek after.
So, I mean, each song kind of like has a different meaning to it behind it. I know that, but for Pangaea, why we wanted that to be the single was just because of like the social climate of the world in general and the way it's been going, for a few years. Like Pangaea is talking about, society itself, like just tearing itself apart.
Would you say like if someone wants to pursue this, like would you say that it would be something like there's no money in this, or would you say like no, if you want to do this, like take all you can and go for it?
I think if it's something that you're passionate about, like there's no amount of money in this world that will ever replace that. You're gonna lose money. I mean, the first rule of business is you got to spend money to make money. And you're gonna lose money doing it. But the real thing about it is what's more valuable to you. I think, if you're truly passionate about it and it's something you truly want to do, I think that money is secondary to all of that.
Never give up, and use failure as a lesson to grow. Any ideas and goals you have, accept that they're gonna change, but they could change for the better, and that's all on you.
And yeah, listen to those messages. But then on the other hand, if you listen to those messages and you take them in and you still want to do it, then you know that that's a part of you that you can't let go. And so then once you make that decision, don't give up. Try everything you can. Try every instrument you can. Don't limit yourself to any one particular genre, any one particular style, any one particular instrument, any one particular role, any one particular life path.
The material speak for itself, stand on its own, and you'll achieve something with it if you're pushing it and you're trying and you're gonna go somewhere higher than where you are. That is a good thing. That's what you should expect. And out of yourself and out of the music, and then back to the drawing board, and now you got to beat that one, right? So I don't like to project sort of where my band or another band like is going to go. I think music is art, and I think the sooner you find yourself in it as a musician and as an artist, as a band, and how you guys manufacture that, art, you get that down pat, you develop some boundaries in your writing. Like Sky, well, he's really good at the lyrics. Let's, let him write the lyrics, and then if we need to change a couple or whatever, he brings it to the table. We're gonna switch a couple lyrics around, help him out, and you get something down that you're really good at, or maybe some guys like, hey, listen, I don't even like to write the songs. I just put it in the drum part when you're done writing the song. That's cool. However that process comes together and works fluently is gonna make the magic. So you get that down over time, you put out some good songs, then you're gonna go pretty far with it. It takes time and a lot of grinding. So, if you love it enough, buckle up, enjoy the ride, and embrace it.